Hey guys, so today I'm going to be doing a review and tutorial on the BH Cosmetics Galaxy Chic palette. This is an 18 color baked eyeshadow palette, and it says you can use it wet or dry. I have not tried it wet, but I'm assuming that they probably would perform a little bit better, but I just don't. It's just too much work to constantly be wetting your brush and all that, so I just use them dry. Now, I've only used this a couple of times, but I've used more than half of the colors in some of the looks that I've created, so I feel like I have enough knowledge of the product to review it for you guys. So here is what the outside packaging looks like, and it is very sleek and thin. So great for travel if you wanted it for that type of thing. There's a great mirror. And then here are all of the beautiful colors. So since they are baked, they're kind of like domed in there, but they do not go above like the flat surface, so none of the shadows will touch the mirror or anything like that. So there's those. Some of the shades in here are kind of similar to one another, which I will get into, but I am going to start swatching them for you guys. So I'm going to do two at a time. So I'm going to swatch Sun and Jupiter. So there's Sun and there's Jupiter. I love Jupiter so much. Now you can see that they're not like the most pigmented eyeshadows in the world, but they are buildable, which is a good thing. And I mean, for the price, you're not gonna find colors as unique as these. And I decided to swatch them on video rather than photo just because they are so unique and they all have their own special kind of shimmer to them and their own iridescence that a photo cannot capture. So I figured it would just be best to do it on video. Aren't those just gorgeous though? I'm gonna show them to you wet just so you can see like the intensity of them. So there's Jupiter wet. It looks like a totally different color and it looks way more metallic. So yeah, so you're kind of like almost getting like 36 eyeshadows because it looks like a totally different color. It looks so much more vibrant and stuff like that. So there is that. I'm not going to do all of them wet just because I'll take way too much time and I don't have that many brushes. Okay, so next is Prometheus and Aphrodite. Now these are two of the shades that I think are pretty similar to each other. And like if I were making this palette, I don't know that I would have put both of them in there, or at least not put them right next to each other. But there's those. They're showing up much more like red on the camera, but they're really not like red like fire engine red. They're really like deep maroon, kind of like almost like a dark like marsala type color. So let's swatch those. You can see there's a tiny difference, but I mean, I don't know. One's a little bit more like orangey and one is like more pigmented. So yeah, there's that. Show you quickly again. see that those ones aren't really that like shimmery. And then also these two I think are pretty similar to each other. Milky Way and Cosmic. Milky Way just has like that white marbled effect in the pan, but really you can't really tell them apart, honestly. One is a little bit more like white and silvery, and I think it's because of that white marbling in there, but when you put them side by side, they really are like identical. So there's those two. Like I said, you really can't tell them apart from one another unless you're like really looking for differences. So there's those two. Then there is Saturn and Venus. In my palette, I'm not sure that all of these palettes are exactly the same, like as far as the marbling aspects go, but my palette, Saturn is like kind of split in half. There's like a light champagne color and there's also a light pink color. So I'm going to swatch the champagne color and the pink color separately, and then also them mixed together. So you can see how mine is just kind of like split down the middle there. So here is the champagne side. Here's the pink. Here's them mixed. And then I just wanted to show you a comparison of Jupiter to Saturn. They really do look similar just on that pink side. So that's a really pretty shade. That's one of my favorites in the palette. And then I'll show you Venus and Meteor. It's an orange and then like a silvery white greenish type color. Like I said, a lot of these are really like unique. Something you wouldn't find in most palettes that I've seen anyways. So there's Venus and Meteor. Really pretty colors. Like I said, there's like almost a light greenish tint to that silvery one, and then that orange is just gorgeous. Love that orange. Next is Comet and Earth. Earth is a little bit chalky and powdery, and it also has a tiny bit of like purple iridescence to it. So if you can see in my there on my finger, you can see it's a little bit powdery. You can also see on the hand it's a little bit powdery. But that's okay. Those two are also kind of similar, but one is more green tinted. And like I said, that blue one has a tiny bit of purple iridescence to it. Okay, then I will do Neptune. This is probably my second favorite in the palette. It's so beautiful. I'm not sure if it's gonna pick up the purple iridescence in the pan. Hopefully it will in the swatch. Such a beautiful shade. This is like something I would expect like MAC to come out with like on one of their like limited edition collections or something. See that gorgeous purple iridescence? Oh my goodness, it's so pretty. There's almost like a touch of green in there too. Maybe it's just the yellow of my skin peeking through, but I absolutely love this color. Then we have Mercury and Mars. It actually kind of reminds me of a shade from the chocolate bar palette, which I will show you. Even though it doesn't look like it in the pan. And Mars also is kind of similar to Prometheus and Aphrodite, those two reddish shades, even though it looks more browny. When it swatches, it looks more red than it does in the pan. So there's that, and then I'll show you from the Too Faced chocolate bar palette, the shade called Marzipan. This one's Marzipan. So that's cool, really pretty. Okay, then there is Asteroid and Electra. Asteroid is such a pretty color too. It's like a reddish brown with blue mixed in. And then Electra is kind of similar to Comet and Earth. It's like Comet and Earth had a little baby. So kind of actually reminds me of MAC Blue Brown or whatever it's called, and that shade in the Wet n Wild Comfort Zone palette. It kind of reminds me of that. It's not really showing up how I want it to. Okay, two left. Next we have Moon and Pluto. Love these two shades. Kind of like a darker version of the other one. Whoops. Kind of similar, but one has a little bit more blue and is lighter. So those are all of the swatches. This is definitely a colorful palette. It's not for everyone. I know when I got it at Christmas, my grandma's like, I would never wear those colors. I'm like, Grandma, I know, but you're not 20, Grandma. So this is the look that I created. Typically I wouldn't pair this lip with this eye, but I just really wanted to wear something bright, and I figured like a pink or a purple or something would be too much, so I did kind of like a... Yeah, let's get on to the tutorial. Alright, so as always I'm going to prime my eyelid with the e.l.f. eyelid primer. It's my fave. Okay, then I'm going to be taking this light silvery lavender shade called Cosmic. Right there. And I'm just applying that with a flat shader brush pretty much all over the lid. Then I'm taking this really shimmery white called Meteor. And then I'm just putting that on the inner third just to really brighten up the look, and then in the inner corner, and then on the lower inner third also. Then I'm taking a blending brush, and just to kind of make it so it like fades a little bit, you see how it kind of goes from like dark purple to like kind of a light brownish beige type color. So I'm taking the shade called Sun, and I'm just using that as my blending color, and I'm not using a lot of it. I'm just using it really lightly because this look is primarily cool and the shade is fairly warm, so yeah. But they don't really have a cool blending shade that's light enough, so we just use this. You could use one from another palette, but I don't really like using more than one palette if I don't have to. And then for my highlight, I'm using the Maybelline Latte quad, and I'm just using that highlighter shade there. And I'm just putting that under the brow bone. Just tap, tap, tap. And then blend. Then I'm kind of going to be going back and forth with Moon and Pluto. Those two colors right there. They're not the same, they're actually pretty different from each other, but I am kind of just going to be mixing them and putting them in the crease. Then for the lower lash line, I'm actually using Neptune, which is that beautiful dark blue. And I'm using a pencil brush and putting it on the lower lash line. You don't have to use this blue if you want the look to be more wearable. You could use one of those colors that I previously used, like Moon or Pluto. But I wanted this look to be different. Pip! We don't do that. And then I'm going back to Cosmic, that lavender shade, on a little fluffy brush just to kind of blend that out and fade it a little bit. And then I'm just going to go back over with that blue one more time just because I want it to be really vibrant. Okay, then I'm just going to do my eyeliner and lashes, and I will be right back. Alright, so also this hairstyle is something I tried for the first time today. I hope you guys don't think it looks too stupid, or I don't know. I like it so far. I kind of got the idea from Cabana and her sister and Nicole Guerrero and Khloe Kardashian, I think. So yeah, that's where I got that idea. So check out their channels if you want like a hair tutorial on how to do it or whatever, because they did actually do it pretty recently. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed, and leave a comment down below if you did. Give me a big thumbs up, and I will see you guys later. Bye!